Welcome to Drafting Out Loud, where we're going to be looking at the underdog market movers. On today's episode, we're going to see which team is rising up the boards, which first round picks are falling, and last but not least, which player is about to drop off of the value list. Let's get into it. First off, the team rising up the boards is the Las Vegas Raiders. They have three players rising up in our top list today. And that's all because Kirk Cousins signed with the Raiders, probably giving a floor to the rest of the players, just making sure that things just don't fall apart completely because they only have a rookie or something like that. I think Brock Bowers and Ashton Jeanty are still interesting picks, just like they were before. Kirk Cousins, I don't know much I'm going to be drafting him unless I do take Mendoza, and I want to maybe back him up with another Las Vegas Raider quarterback. I don't think I'm going to find myself taking Cousins that often by himself, but maybe I will at times. Bowers is an interesting pick. That being said, the late round tight ends are also kind of exciting if you ask me. So it's tough to draft those tight ends. I did like to take Brock Bowers, and I still will continue to take Brock Bowers, especially when he falls past ADP and I can get some kind of unique combo. We have other players rising up the boards. An honorable mention to talk about today is both Jacksonville Jaguar running backs are rising up the boards. That's an interesting one. I don't know how that works. That kind of blows my mind a little bit, but they're both rising up the boards right now. And then you can see at the very top, we actually have some first round and second round running backs all rising up, and Gibbs, McCaffrey, and Walker. If you go down to the bottom here of our list, you can see that Mike Evans is still rising up the boards, 24% for the month. He's about to get into the next round, into the, what round would that be? Into the fourth round? Yeah, he's about to get into the fourth round ADP wise. He's almost there. AJ Brown rising up the boards, probably because there's still rumors that he's going to get traded and people are excited for it. And then Brian Robinson Jr. rising up the boards. He's now at 179, and I expect that to continue to rise. Surprised that his rise isn't faster than some of these other players. Considering that Algier was going in like the 150s last year, why wouldn't Brian Robinson be going in like the 150s this year? I'm not sure, but I think at 179 and like the 180s and the 170s, thank you very much. I think he's a great player to have on your teams. DJ Moore still rising up the boards also there at the bottom. He is trying to catch up to how high he's going on DraftKings. He's going like in the 30s on DraftKings. So he actually is a value here, and we'll see that on the last slide. Next here, we got our fallers, and like I said, we have a bunch of first-round picks falling right now. We got Puka Nacua doing stupid things, and now he is down 5% for the day. I'm buying if I can get him. Why not? Like, hopefully he falls more than this in some of my drafts. There's one draft I had like the 10th pick, and I think he got to like the 6th or 7th pick or something like that. I was rooting for like get to 10, get to 10. He didn't get there though. But I'm taking Nacua anytime in like the 4th pick or later, basically. So hopefully I can find some drafts where that happens. We see other first rounders falling. We have CeeDee Lamb falling a bit. We have Amon-Ra St. Brown falling a bit. And James Cook also falling a bit. I think basically because Jefferson's getting drafted more frequently in front of all these players, making them all just fall a little bit, basically. So your chance to get that Justin Jefferson value is essentially gone in most cases. We have a lot of second round players also falling. We got Drake London falling. We got Omari and Hampton falling. Any other second rounders? Those are the two second rounders falling. No really good reasons if you ask me overall. Maybe it's because of, again, like Kenneth Walker's rising a bit. We can see here he's rising. So maybe that's why they're falling. Just try to trading places a little bit in that second round. Just be aware of it so that you can make sure that you get that combination now before it is too late if you're drafting in that sort of way. You can see actually Fernando Mendoza is falling down the boards and probably going to a value that makes more sense considering he was not expected to start the season anyways. That being said, I do think, hearing other people talk about Fernando Mendoza, they seem to think he's a good quarterback. So if you can get him on a team and you can afford to have him sitting the bench to begin with, I think that's great. There was one team where I had, I think, Jaden Daniels and Fernando Mendoza, and I ended up taking Marcus Mariota as my last pick. I think in that case, I probably would have taken maybe Kirk Cousins instead to get that more safe and more guaranteed, like, role at least at the beginning of the season as opposed to just the backup type of thing. So I wish I had this news earlier, but that'd be one case where you can get Mendoza and feel great about it if you do get Kirk Cousins. Um, so there you go. Those are our fallers for the day. Last but not least, we got our platform values. And like I mentioned, there's one that is at the very bottom of the list who is about to fall off. That's David Montgomery. You can see he is now 12.19% value on Underdog. I think I don't think he's a great pick here, just kind of giving the team how they kind of have performed from running back perspective and the age of David Montgomery, that kind of stuff. I don't think he's the greatest pick, but I do want to get the value where I can. He was going in the 70s before, and I just haven't been lucky enough to get him in a draft where he kind of falls for me. So unfortunately, I'll be down on David Montgomery, even though I was trying to target him. But last call if you want some value on David Montgomery. He's a better buy here, in my opinion, on Underdog relative to DraftKings. So, assuming this is the going rate for him and you trust the ADP, you got to take him at least a couple times here at this price, and I will too if I can make it happen. We got some other values here that we want to hit up, that we want to talk about. We have both of the Buffalo main two, or two of the three main Buffalo guys here on the platform values. DJ Moore and Josh Allen. That stack is much more achievable on Underdog versus DraftKings. On DraftKings, you got to get that stack in like the second and the third round, or maybe the second and the fourth if you're super, super lucky. But you can get that a little bit later on Underdog sometimes, or at least more consistently in the second and the fourth at the very least. And maybe in the fifth, I think. Let's see, DJ Moore's the 53. Yeah, you should maybe be able to get it in the fifth in some cases. Yep. Okay. My favorite pick on the values list, because I think late round tight end is kind of exciting, is Colby Parkinson. Pick 225.7. You kind of push those tight ends, you end up not getting any tight ends. Grab Colby Parkinson in like the last round or second to last round and be happy with it. I'm excited to get Rashee Rice at some point in time, but he keeps on going before me. But he is a value on Underdog, and he seems to be falling a little bit, definitely not rising. So hopefully I can kind of catch up on Rashee Rice here at some point in time. I'm way behind. Well, there are your values, your fallers, and your risers. What are you doing with this information? See you on the next one. Peace.